Hi everyone! We are here for another episode of the J&M show.
Ooh.
My name is Mariela. I am here with Jason.
Hello.
Just that? Okay. So, I don't know, when was the last time we did a video?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter,
Doesn't
okay?
matter.
It doesn't matter when we did the last video, but just so you know, we are running through our 16 personalities. Something that we came across is a website that teaches you about being aware of who you are, and we came across it and we thought it was very valuable to us, and I think that it's going to be very valuable to the audience, and therefore we decided to make videos about it as we go through the program. So I am a logistician. Jason here is a commander.
Commander.
And so, we went through this survey to find out who we, our personality type. So anyways, I am in the logistician and I am in the overview self-responsibility. So I'm going to start out with 4, 7, 8 breathing.
All right.
Okay?
Kick it off.
And then you will continue with...
I'll pick it up when it's my turn.
Okay,
All
so
right.
let's start. 4, 7, 8 breathing. Fight or flight, a phrase often used to discuss stress, is a remnant of human ancestors, a will to survive. Anyone who has ever been alone in a house at night and hears a noise is familiar with the concept. During such events, people stop breathing for just a second. They perhaps tense up. The hairs on their arms and necks stand up. For a microsecond, they are as alert as any of their ancestors listening for a tiger in the bushes. The reaction to stress can be very physical. Modern man has transferred the same reactions to things that aren't necessarily a physical threat. They may become tense, for example, when they see an email from their supervisor or their exes and hold their breath for just a moment. Stressed people often breathe more shallowly. That is so true, guys, and I found out that through breathing exercises that Jason had, he came across a video and introduced us to the concept of breathing, and this guy did it for 3 minutes or something like that?
That's 5 minutes.
Or 5 minutes
Yeah.
long, and I can tell you how amazing it has been throughout the period of time we did it. We stopped, but not to say that we will continue. Doing things, over time is very important, and having that patience and focus is also important. The reaction to stress can be, I said that. Okay, so when logisticians find themselves stressed out, one intervention might include a physical one. 4, 7, 8 breathing is easy to do anywhere and great first aid for when the stress levels are noticeably high. There are 4 simple steps to this, guys. Breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. Hold the breath for a count of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out through the mouth, making a soft pushing sound for a count of 8. I didn't count to 8, but I know that it's great because, like I said, I have done it before with the family. Repeat this 3 more times, and guys, I can tell you better things, but one of the things is more focus, clearer mind, and being more aware. Of course, this is not a comprehensive solution of any kind, but it can allow logisticians to slow down, to relax their physical reactions to stress, and to feel less stressed. And sometimes that's enough to help during a moment.
Well, I would agree. Breathing is very important. And yeah, we do tend to breathe very shallow when we're normally operating, and yeah, taking a moment when you're stressed out to take a few deep breaths or focus on your breathing. If you focus, I think if you pay attention when you are stressed out, you realize you are not hyperventilating, but you're breathing very shallow, and you're just not getting enough oxygen. So get that oxygen into the brain. And maybe
Not
we'll do the breathing technique after we get done with this video. It's the Wim Hof method.
Yeah, and I was gonna say one more thing, guys. They say that stress is the root of all illnesses, or most illnesses. And to think about this too, oxygen, your cells in the body need oxygen to be able to be alive and to do all the chemical reactions they do every single day. So it's very, very important for a lot of aspects.
Yeah,
For a
absolutely.
lot of areas.
All right, well, we're going to jump in now. I got the new little section here. I'm trying to catch up to her. I got the self-responsibility. So from the commander's perspective and from 16 personalities, this facet of personal growth is about the commander's decisions and what they value. Consciously accepting ownership of all aspects of their actions is key to personal growth and self-responsibility. And self-responsibility represents both accountability and capability in commanders' lives, including recognizing the limits of their responsibility. Balanced self-responsibility. Authority over life. These types have a gift for dissecting concepts and events, and they see causes and probabilities surrounding almost anything. Combining this with self-responsibility gives them influence over their lives because they can choose actions that create joy, personal progress, and harmony with their environment. Commanders crave control, but because their will isn't the only factor in life, that's not always possible. They create balance when they use their abilities to gracefully and constructively deal with whatever happens instead of pushing too hard against an unwelcome fate. Yeah, it has been something I've worked on since we started this, and our conversations a couple of months ago is to try to go with the flow a little bit more. Maybe not try to control everything. Even looking at our projected next week activities, I kind of feel like, whoa, we're not doing enough. But then I realize, we're doing exactly what the plan says we should do. So gotta chill out a little bit, not try to control every moment. Go with the flow, live in it, enjoy it. That can mean different things depending on the situation. More an attitude of positive action than a specific course of action. Self-responsible commanders use their knowledge and power to consciously engineer the best possible outcomes, including knowing when to relax and back off. True greatness and personal growth isn't really a measure of ability, but rather how adroitly that ability is used. When they claim accountability for their lives, they also gain authority, and every adversity becomes an opportunity for them to learn, refocus, and create a better future.
And I think that's what's happening right now, guys, as we transition into more different waters, I guess, navigating different waters. So, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the setting priorities and goals. People caught up in the I don't know how to read this.
Throes
Of
yes.
perfectionism sometimes see all the priorities as having equal weight. Marking a list of priorities from the most important to the least can help logisticians assess what they are doing. It is unreasonable to think that everything deserves the same amount of time or attention and effort, and people tend to sort those things out naturally. However, when logisticians feel the need to overcompensate, they may try to total perfection. Remembering that some things are just not that important and can be temporarily ignored or delegated to someone else can help them scrape some of the stress off their plates. That is so true on my end.
Perfection.
Yes. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, it's like writing a note the other day, and I didn't capitalize the first letter of a sentence, and I had to go back and capitalize the first letter of the sentence, even though the note that I was making had absolutely no consequence to anything. It was just a quick, that should be capitalized. I was like, I know, but I forgot to capitalize it.
I know, perfectionism. So yes, I do tend to get stressed out and over prioritize or prioritize lots of things instead of going through each one of them and see which one is more important than the others. However, it is not enough to simply know one's priorities or to make lists. The next step is a thoughtful action plan made up of a series of goals. An action plan is at its best if it is a living document that is flexible with details and depends on an awareness of the big picture. It should be able to handle unanticipated new information without losing its primary direction. For a logistician, it is tempting to create an ironclad list of actions and intents. That is so true, oh my goodness. Wow. But without a reasonable degree of flexibility. Oh my goodness, that is so true, built in. It can end up working against them by creating even more stress. Okay, so that is so true, and we have been going back and forth during this last month with to-do lists and what is priority, and then you get, like to the point where, you start arguing a little bit because things are not getting done. And then you go back and rationalize it and are aware now, you are more aware, and then you start out again. And then you are like, okay, this is, where our focus should be. So we have been doing that I would say this last month. It has been tremendously helpful to go through the to-do lists, the stress that we went through for a little bit, and then, going back to earth or coming back down to earth. And realize, this is a priority, this is where we should concentrate our efforts, and our actions are going to determine that. So, and then I'm going to finish up here with that says, once logisticians separate that which is important from the things which are less so, they can begin to determine goals to deal the priorities that need the most attention, breaking the goals down into smaller baby steps using the time-honored SMART guidelines: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, can help logisticians hit some of their targets. A clean direction with manageable and measurable steps can do wonders toward taming overwhelming stress.
There you go. Yeah, it has been a fun month of creating a new business, and we better hope we didn't say anything we weren't supposed to, because she wrote it down. The amount of notes she takes is crazy. The amount of notes I take is minimal. No, that's good. I think it's been interesting. We have very different ways of going about this, and we talked about it maybe a week or two ago, and the last week I think it was about how this is, we're following a course, we're working on specific things throughout this course to build this new company, and I think if we were individually doing it, we'd be at different places, maybe a little bit farther ahead, but one of the big things is we're very different, and it's just been a big learning experience for us to learn to work together, which this course has helped. And I can only assume that as the company grows, the time we've spent here working together and learning each other's personality and how each other works better is probably going to pay off. It should pay off in the future, because we've already had to deal with this. We're much more familiar with how we work together and how we work individually. So it should be a good thing.
Yeah, we are hoping that this helps you if you're on the same boat. So should I finish up this and then you can continue with yours to the end?
Well, I think we're going to have to wrap it up here for today. We'll continue this one on the next video because we're kind of coming up on the clock here.
Well, let me finish this little piece so I'm
Okay.
done with this portion. So
See?
taking,
She can't let it go. It has to get done right now.
I think that it makes sense because it's to this, topic and
All
stuff.
right.
So taking time off. Sometimes a break is all a person needs to reduce stress. With the help of technology, people tend always to be on. If it is not the job, it is the family. If it is not the family, it is friends with problems. It is hard to get away from the things that keep people on their toes and feeling responsible. Learning to turn off the phone and the laptop occasionally, that's what we were talking about earlier, can help logisticians leave their sometimes overbearing sense of responsibility behind for a short time. In life, everything may feel like an emergency, but it is not really. Most of the time, it is okay to put matters on hold for a little while, or let others worry about it for a while. The only difference will be the vigor and the more positive outlook the logisticians will return with. This is crazy. I mean, it's been just like that. Like it says here, I have had a great positive outlook into all of this since, from the beginning, and, it has helped me tremendously. So, taking time for a walk in nature without a phone or watching a movie without a tablet can be revitalizing. Even better, the luxury of a week away from it all can be just what is needed.
Ooh, a week away from it all.
I like that. It's coming. It's coming. So, with that said, guys, this is so true. And you know what? To my conversation earlier with him is that I had put the phone down at nighttime, especially because I was having a hard time falling asleep. And it has helped me tremendously. Even half an hour before you go to bed, it has made a huge, huge difference. So I would greatly encourage you to do the same. And with that said, I'm going to say goodbye.
I guess that's goodbye for now.
Is it? Alright. So until next time, signing off.